Honey, I'm home.
Dude, are you good? So did you get the DVDs?
We was mad lucky. The Blockbuster down the street was lacking in facilities. Like on G-Day, it shut down.
So did you get them or what?
Bro, the hobo under the bridge offered us the exact same copies of the DVDs we were looking for if I gave him my little bro.
So you declined, right?
And I wish I never did. I swear to God, you stupid. Sipping Hennessy.
I think you put in the wrong DVD.
How does a hobo have that? It was only for the eyes of my biddies.
Well, put in the right one then.
Fine. Hello folks, my name is M. Mason and I'm your friendly neighborhood menace, as some of you have come to call me. To my haters, the truth is that I only speak the truth, nothing but the truth, only slightly exaggerated truth. I am not the problem, I am but the solution. Case in point being, do not hate, elevate. We're here to spread positivity as well as knowledge.
Hello everyone, I'm Tim Atkins. Thank you for tuning into tonight's special. Tonight, Mona and I will be discussing the wonderful world of entertainment to come out this past decade. As you all know, the World War has influenced many things. From our way to life, to improvements in weapons and manufacturing, to advancements in radio technology and broadcast journalism. The war has no doubt changed the course of the entire world.
Damn right, and there's something else that the war impacted heavily during the last decade. Entertainment. Theaters are the 1940s. What is it mean for you? What is it mean for us? I'm asking the real questions here. Let's get straight into the meat of it.
During the 1940s, film and theater as you know it has changed exceptionally. During the early years of the decade, happy, upbeat musicals such as The Wizard of Oz, Pal Joey, Cabin in the Sky, and Mexican Hayride, among others, were prevalent. War-themed dramas were also prevalent, but they were less popular, with audiences instead looking for military hijinks. The film Oklahoma is a perfect example of peak cinema during the decade.
Oklahoma, you know it and you know you love it. For the people that have been living under a rock this past decade, Oklahoma, set in 1906, chronicles the characters' rival courtships, but it's also about life in a young country. And for a wartime audience, it symbolized the things that people were fighting for, be it hope, home, and even possibility. The musical was based on Lynn Riggs' 1930 play, Green Grow the Lilacs. It opened in 1943 and it was a phenomenal success. It ran for an unprecedented 2,122 performances, far ahead of the previous Broadway record holder, and won a special honorary Pulitzer. Although films like these, however, failed in the post-war years, the war, especially the effort of the Allies to win it, was the subject of songs, movies, comic books, novels, artwork, comedy routines. Every conceivable form of entertainment and culture. Moreover, in many cases, these works and their creators were actually part of the war effort. In short, World War II and the popular cultures of the era are interconnected. The story of one cannot be fully told with the story of the other.
The post-war years marked a shift in tone in these films. The films became darker and broodier and started to challenge both the patriotism of wartime Hollywood and the mindless suburbanation that characterized the cultural landscape of America. The two genres, social problem and film noir, emerged and became supreme. Film noir and social problem films contained serious subject matters. Films such as Home of the Brave, The Best Years of Our Lives, Intruder in the Dust tackle and criticizes issues such as racism, American capitalism, and post-traumatic stress.
The next major thing that changed during the war is music. Music during the World War II played a significant role in boosting morale for both homefront and service member Americans. Swing was especially popular, largely popularized through radio. It was the overwhelming favorite with black and white Americans of all classes. And the jitterbug dance, inspired by swing rhythms, became a national craze. Swing music provided a much-needed escape from the difficulties of the time, with its elating rhymes offering a sense of hope and joy to those who were unemployed or about to be inducted into the military.
Following the war, however, due to a musician strike from 1942 to 1943, there was a shift from the big bands that had once dominated during the war years to solo vocal performers. Frank Sinatra, for instance, was one of the most romantic and successful popular singers of the post-war period. Although he was very popular, GIs were resentful of Sinatra's 4F status and jealous of his spellbinding appeal to female audiences. They preferred the regular guy persona and easygoing musical style of Bing Crosby. However, in December 1946 alone, 8 band leaders called it quits, marking a significant transformation in jazz. This caused a division in jazz styles to popular styles and divided black and white music enjoyers until pioneer rock and rollers with the likes of Chuck Berry and Elvis brought black and white audiences together in the early 1950s.
That's all with our program, folks. Please tune in next time to The Daily Show with M. Mona Mameson. Wait, what is that?
Oh.
Dude, that freaking sucked. Especially that Tim Atkins guy, bro. Like, he read his freaking lines off a piece of paper, bro. Who hired this guy? And did those two guys just like blow up in the end? What's up with that? Where'd you even get this DVD, bro?
Maybe it was foreshadowing something greater. Maybe it was foreshadowing the destruction of Dublin. But can we talk about M. Mona Mameson? He was literally the finest guy I've ever seen.
Whatever, man. I was just looking for a different type of DVD anyway, bro. I think you might know what I'm talking about, bro.
A makeup tutorial?
Yeah, man! What's up? Get the heck out my house right now. Like, don't ever come back. No, don't wave to the camera, bro. What are you talking about, bro? Get out of here.
San Berto.
Damn right. And there's something else that affected the war. What the bro, how is this? Who made this sentence?
No one made that. What? You're not gonna count down?
Okay, bro. I didn't know you wanted.
Bro, the
They were less popular with audience instead looking at
to the previous Broadway record holder and won a special honorary Pulitzer.
How much
supposed to say that to you.
Suburbanation that characterized the cultural landscape of America.
Oh, I said landscape.
Leave me alone, man.
This is going in the blooper reel, by the way. You got anything to say to the people?
I am the one who knows.
This is why we're probably not gonna get 100, bro.
Bro.
Well, show the camera what you're playing right now.
I'm good. I'm not playing anything. I'm just looking over the script.
I don't think the script is on paper, bro. It's literally like right over there.
I'm on the dock.
I don't think that's how you read a doc, bro.
I'm trilingular.
You're what?
I'm trilingular.
Others were prevalent. Wartime theme.
Bro, the hobo under the bridge came to the rescue. He gave us the exact.
I mean, don't open it yet.
Wait. The post-war years characterized a shift in tone for all these films. Nah, up.
Special honorary Pulitzer. I thought we were cutting, my bad.
I can cut it. Although he's very popular, GIs were very resentful of Sinatra's. Oh my god, why do we keep.